Thrilled to introduce our speaker today, Lori Goff, with Jilly's Socks and Such. I've kind of twisted her arm to be here today. I've never met her before today, but found her store online and actually bought some socks. And I'm kicking myself because unlike Don, I didn't wear my socks today. But I did buy some golden retriever socks, some socks that say, "Damn, I'm good." and the other thing that was impressive about it is I bought them online, and they got there like the next day, so it was like Jimmy John's. It was freezing bad. Anyway, at the end of November, we have, what is it, Shop Small Saturday?
Shop Saturday. Mm-hmm.
And I really would urge you all to go out and spend some money with locally owned shops. You know, it's okay to buy from the big box stores. They serve a purpose, but let's support our local business owners and check out her retail store, and I'll let her tell you about that. And with that, Lori.
Thank you. And don't feel bad about not wearing the socks. My husband doesn't wear them either, so he supports me with money, but he does not support me with the socks. So. I tell him he has to be a little more fashionable, but anyway. Speaking of that, John, would you grab a cute pair of socks off the women's table and bring them to me, please? Thanks. So I'm kind of emotional up here, and I didn't expect that because I was a high school teacher my whole life, and I miss it. And so I feel like I'm a teacher right now, except you guys are older than most of my students. I've been out of the classroom for a little over 2 years, and I'm going to give these to you because I'm so proud of you for being here. What high school do you go to, hon?
Oh, Southwest.
Southwest. Okay, well, you're at the wrong high school, but no, I'm kidding. I was a family consumer science teacher for 33 years in Lincoln Public Schools. I was at Southeast and the Bryan Community, which is now called the Bryan Community. It was called the Bryan Center back then. I started teaching when I was 22 years old, and some of my students were 20, and I was scared to death. But by the time I retired 2 years ago in my mid-50s, I loved it. But I wanted to do something else in my life, and high school had changed. I'm not going to say anything negative. I love Lincoln Public Schools, but my little comment was just, I felt like I had to follow more rules than some of the students, and so I just decided I wanted to leave on a good note when the kids still loved me. So, my business partner, our business is Jilly Socks and Such. She did a great job. Most people say socks and stuff. So my business partner is Jilly, and we got to be featured on by local magazine these 2 months. And Jilly is a 23-year-old former student of mine, and I'll just pass these around if you want to look at them. And did I know I was going to do this? Absolutely not. I thought I was going to be a realtor. I love interiors. I love homes. That's my love. And for probably 15 years, John, I swore I was going to be a realtor. And then I started talking to my husband about retiring. He's like, "You're too young to retire." And I said, "No, I'm not. I'm going to do something else. I'm not going to drink wine and eat bonbons for the rest of my life." So with realty in the back of my head, a lot of my students started wearing these crazy socks. And some of them I wouldn't have been able to wear to school, but they could get away with it. And I always tried to be hip with my kids and stay young at heart. And when I could, I traveled with my husband when I could, and every time we would go to large cities or communities, there would be these fabulous sock shops, and people would be walking out with sackfuls of socks. And I kept thinking, okay, my students wear these all the time. I think it's an up-and-coming thing that would be really fun. And then we have some really good friends who own a lavender company that live in Portland that used to live here in Lincoln, and we were in San Francisco with them, and we drank wine for 5, 6, 7 hours, and that's where the sock business was born. And we had on no socks, and yes, I know. My husband was not drinking wine, but I was. So this got to be kind of a serious conversation, and I convinced John that I was going to retire in a year. We bought a new house just prior to that, and I promised him I would teach 5 more years for my new house, and I didn't. I only taught 2 more years, and he still doesn't let me forget that. The Jilly's part of Jilly's is my student, and she has the day off today, and so she was one of my fabulous students. I had her in several classes. By the time I retired, she was 21. Maybe 21, and she watched mine and John's house for us a lot and our pets, and she was my house cleaner, so she was like my daughter that I never had. I knew her really well. I trusted her with my life. John and I have 3 grown sons. We love them to death, but I trust Jilly with my life. So she had just quit college, and she's one of these wonderful young women who pays for college by herself. You know, she works hard to pay college by herself. And she didn't know what she wanted to do, so she quit. And I just felt bad for her. And then I said to John, if we're going to do this business, you need to trust me. I'm going to hire this 21-year-old girl to do this with us. And she is 23 today, and I could not do it without her. She's just phenomenal. Okay, I can't do this anymore. So that's Jilly, okay? And oh, thank you so much. By the way, I love Premier jewelry. I have a ton of it. Let's see, where am I going with this? Jilly's came up because my sisters and my husband came up with all these really cool names for a sock store. Some of them were kind of edgy and naughty, and my husband said, if you name that sock store that, I'm having no part of it. And but all these cute names were taken already by somebody in the nation. So Jilly said, why don't you name it after yourself? And I said, no, I don't want to do that. That's not me. Plus, my name is just boring. And I said, but Jilly's is really cute, and that's where it came from. So it's Jilly socks and stuff and such. That is because I just got Invisalign, and I can't talk very well either. So I haven't been sipping wine this morning. I promise you, it's just my braces. Where do I go from here? We had a meeting every Tuesday for a year, John? A year at our house, and our daughter-in-law used to be a part of our business. She helped us get going, but she works full-time at Berry Law Firm here in town, and she goes to school and is graduating from Joan in a couple months, and she just did not want anything to do with working at the business, but she helped us plan it and get going with it. So, I don't even know, February of 2015, we opened our doors, and if you don't know where we're at 40th and Old Cheney, right next to the UPS store, and Yogurtini just went in, and there's a nail salon right there, the Burger King they're redoing right now. Do y'all have a picture of where I'm at? Okay. And it's a great facility. I love the parking. We picked somewhere small so that I could afford the rent, and I have been able to for almost 2 years. That's a good thing. I never thought I'd be a business owner. I love it. Absolutely love it. I told John the other day that I don't make enough money to pay myself. I pay Jilly pretty well, and I can afford the rent, and I can afford the inventory. But I love it. I don't care if I get paid. I absolutely love it. So, what else am I forgetting, John? What would you guys like to know? You asked me questions. Yes?
Have you actually tracked, or do you know how many roughly by pair of socks you sold?
No, but I could probably go and get a close...
I'm just curious.
I could get a close number, but I would be clueless to that. Do you know, honey?
Well, 16,000 last year, approximately.
Really?
16,000 pairs, and she's 30% ahead this year of last year. So.
Yeah, this is my husband, but he's my business partner, and he's a financial advisor, yes. And we have had some arguments over the last 2 years. I'm like, shut up, I'm the teacher, I know better, and he's like, well, I'm the financial planner. But we do make a good team, actually, very good team. But he did tell me that we are up 40% from from this August, September, October from last year.
Is that an increase on the retail walk-in side or the
Yes.
online side or both?
We have no online site. We have it, but it's not working. And we spent a lot of money trying to get it to work. Everybody that looks at our website loves it. We've had some professional. Jilly is very good on that social media. And then I should mention also her sister Kate, who is also a student of mine, also works for us, and she works on Saturdays when I have something else to do, and she also is our social media person. And our online is fabulous, but the sales are not fabulous, and that is our biggest struggle right now, is trying to get that to go. So, yeah. Yes.
Where do the ideas and inspirations come for the types of socks, designs, what do you think will sell, won't sell, that type of stuff come from?
Well, the companies are really helpful with that, because a lot of the catalogs will put little asterisks or little pictures by the best-selling socks, and so then you that helps a lot. But I try to order them thinking about Lincoln and Lincolnites. That was another disagreement John and I had. He says, do not carry political socks. I said, hey, they're big sellers. So I carry both sides of the political spectrum in the store. And then my students, I just have a twisted sense of humor maybe, because I was a high school teacher my whole life, and I just know what's funny and what's hip. And once in a while, a sock comes in that I didn't order, and I have to ask some young people what it means. I want to make sure it's not too terrible that I don't. We do have some really edgy ones out. They're from a company called Blue Q, and they are downright raunchy. Some of them are, and most of the customers love them, but some people are offended, and you just never know. You can't judge someone on how they look, because I have a lot of 80-year-old grandmas that come in and buy those socks off the rack like crazy. So that's students and the catalogs pretty much, yeah. And just trends, like unicorns are huge right now. I have no idea why. Unicorn sloths are huge right now. Don't know why. Hedgehogs. So, yes.
How did you go about finding your wholesale accounts?
We just went out online a lot. I have expanded so much in 2 years. We just started with a couple little companies, and they're still my favorite. Did I just turn that off?
No, it's working.
The companies that I started with are still some of my favorites. I have a couple right out of Kansas City, and I love them because they're so close, and I can get my socks in 2 days, sometimes just a day on my front porch or at the shop. But then when I first opened, reps would come to the door and want to talk to me about their line of socks or gifts. And now that I've been open almost 2 years, I don't get too many people coming in and trying to sell me stuff. But I don't know, it just happens. It really does. That was the question I asked when I was first opening my doors. I thought, well, am I going to find my socks? But we did a lot of looking on those Tuesdays for a year before we opened and figured it out.
Went to markets too.
Oh yes, and we go to markets a couple times a year. Yes?
I touch on gifts.
Oh, we do have our and such, our gifts. We're probably 85% inventory of socks, and walls and walls of socks, and baskets of socks. But we do have men's gifts and women's gifts. We carry purses and scarves and hats and mittens and gloves. And we have tattoo balm in case you have a tattoo. We have soaps and what am I trying to say? Bombs, bath bombs, and we have really fun, unique gifts for young men. I have 3 grown sons, so they kind of help me once in a while, tell me what to carry or an idea about what to carry. So probably 15% gifts, and we sell a lot of that. I didn't want to do that at first. I just wanted to be a sock store, and John encouraged me to be the South Lincoln gift shop that has mostly socks. And I totally understand small business now. I never had to worry about money in my career before as a teacher. They tell you have 15 cents every month, and that's all you have to worry about. But I've gotten kind of angry once in a while since I've been a business owner, because Hy-Vee is selling socks, and CVS is selling socks, and I can't remember where I was the other day, and they're selling socks, and I just want to say, just stick to your groceries and let me sell socks. But I just understand that's not the way it is anymore, and that's really hard for me to wrap my head around. So I get kind of bent out of shape about that, but John says just smile. Yes.
So it sounds like your age demographic is across the whole spectrum.
It is. It absolutely is. In fact, our age demographic is a lot older than I thought it would be, which is kind of fun. But then I realized that's the age that has the expendable income.
Can I get a senior discount at all?
No, we don't do that yet. Sorry. We do have a sock club that we give out punch cards. If you come in and buy like 4 or 5 pair, we'll give you a punch card and we punch for every pair you buy, and then you get a 10th pair free.
That's fantastic. I think it's great what you're doing. You go to the man, you look for socks, and you go into these retail outlets, and it's just, you have brown, or you have brown, or you have brown. I mean, it's so
I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm so glad to hear you say that. Good. Yeah, we have plenty. I love our men's selection, and I know that's just because I have 3 grown sons and a husband, but I'm so into our men's section. It's really fun, and when I have a man come in, whether he's 85 or 25, I take him over to the men's wall and show them all to him. So, yeah. Yes.
I just wanted to say that I did my Christmas shopping for the men in my life there last year.
Cool.
And I think I walked out with 1,000 of the 16,000. It was so much fun. I mean, it was a blast. You find something for everybody there.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's nice. I'm nervous about this Christmas season because last Christmas season I was ignorant. I didn't know what to expect, and I just kind of walked through it blindly and had fun, and kept a little wine in the back room and served hot chocolate to the customers. And this Christmas I'm nervous because I know how busy we were, and I know we're going to even be busier, but I'm really excited. So
wine, more hot chocolate.
yeah, that's right. Small Business Saturday is coming up on the 24th, and I don't think I brought, I had some cards and I should have brought them, but we're collaborating with 4 other small businesses in town. One of them is Cool and Collected, and it's an antique store. If you've never been in there, it's in the Indian Village. It's awesome. And then the other one is Funky Sister, which is up in College View, and the other 2 I can't even pull out of my head right now, but we're kind of collaborating, and if you hit any of our stores on the 24th, you get a punch card, or we give you this sheet, and then if you visit all of them, we're all doing a drawing for a $25 gift card. So if you come into our store, I'll be sure to give you one. I should have brought them, I'm sorry. And remind me also, put your business cards in here, and we'll do a couple drawings in a little bit. So, what else, anybody? Yes?
What's been your biggest surprise since owning your own business? In other words, something that you didn't anticipate that you had to encounter and then deal with.
My biggest surprise that I can do it. Actually, I didn't doubt that I could. I just think. I guess another thing that comes to mind is that we are doing so well, and I couldn't be happier, but I still don't make enough money to pay myself. So that kind of shocks me. When people say, how are you doing? I'm not lying. We are doing fabulous. And the last week, we have been so busy. John and I went to California a couple weeks ago for my birthday, and our business just boomed while we were gone, and it's just boomed even bigger since we've gotten back, and the holiday rush has already hit us, and I can hardly keep up, but I still don't make enough to pay myself anything. Yes, John?
Probably the challenge of the web sales.
Yeah.
It was originally
Yes.
going to be 30% of our total sales, and it's been 5%.
Yeah.
And we've tried so many things with our website, but we're not going to give up. We're still working on it. I got Jilly on that task. She's so much smarter about that than I am.
How many people do you employ in your store?
Jilly, Kate, and I. And I have a young woman, Anna, who goes to Southeast, and she fills in when none of us are going to be around. And my cousin Connie, who lives in Louisville, I call her about once every 3 months to come. But our payroll is very small.
You lost your mic.
Oh, did
Well, it turned off for some. Battery.
That's okay, I can talk loud. Stacy?
Yeah. What has been your advertising and marketing? Is it mostly word of mouth, or do you do?
It's mostly word of mouth, yeah. We have tried a lot of things, and we've wasted quite a bit of money trying those things. But you got to try it. And actually, those little magazines that I passed around, I advertised in about 3 of those local magazines, and those have been really, really good. And I can keep track of that by people bringing in the coupon that I put in there. We did some radio, and I'm not saying that that didn't work, but there's no way of knowing if it works. No. And it was very expensive. I just have a little magnet on my car that when I drive around town. And then word of mouth has been huge, yeah. My students have had.
Maybe you ought to mention your relationship with
Stacy used to be my student and my son's friend, and I haven't seen her in a long time. She knew I was coming, so she popped out of her office and told me that she was. I have known Stacy since she was about 12.
Probably younger.
It's from Sheridan, that's right, yeah. So I can't go anywhere in Lincoln without knowing my young person. Yes.
You mentioned that you had gone out of town. What kind of systems do you have in place so that you can relax? Jilly.
Yep, it's awesome. And that's the wonderful thing about being retired from a full-time career. I do this full-time, but I can kind of set my own hours, not so much around the holidays, but I do not, I feel guilty when I'm gone, but I don't worry about my business because Jilly's got it handled. She's amazing. She's on top of everything. So I do most of the ordering. She does most of the, like when we get a big shipment, she's the one who puts it on our point of sale system and does the description and all that kind of thing. And we're both really creative people, so we get along great. It's just, yeah, it's Jilly. That's a great question. And Kate. I have to do Kate. Yes?
You mentioned, of course, your sock business, and you mentioned wine. So do you sell like wine socks too?
Yeah. And I remember you. I have been to your store a lot. And
I have met you many times.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, I have all kinds of wine socks.
Yeah.
All kinds of beer
That's
socks,
good to know.
Bloody Mary socks, bourbon socks. There's a theme. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
You talked about your online sales not working, something about it not working. Is it a technical issue?
No.
Okay.
It's lots and lots of people drop things in the carts, and then for them to transfer over to an actual sale, it's just a really low percentage. And we're not going to give up. We've tried a ton of things, and I know, but like John said, when we first started, we were hoping that would be at 30% of our business, and it's just not. So I'm so thankful that our little storefront, because this day and age, everybody says, "Oh, why do a storefront? Why do a storefront?" Well, I'm really glad I was old-fashioned and wanted the storefront because the online is minimal. Although we did wake up this morning and there was an online order, and so we laid in bed and like, there's an online order.
So you're not having any troubles getting people to the site. It's just a matter of checking out.
Averaging about 700 a month to the site, but our conversion rate's only about 1.2%. And I think the national average is 2.35, something like that. So we're half of the national average for conversion.
And so that was really interesting to me. You know, see my numbers man, he's awesome. I mean, I wouldn't know that, nor would I care to know that. I mean, it's good information, but I just wouldn't take the time to go research that. But you know, you think that it's all about online, and everybody says all this about online, but and I'm guilty of that too. I buy something when I can't sleep at night. I'm on my phone trying to buy something. I put it in my cart, and then the next day I forget about it, and I think, oh, I didn't really need that. So I get the trend of putting it in the cart and not following through, but so I'm just not going to give. We're not going to give up. Yes.
I assume that during the holiday season, maybe year-round, that when someone makes a purchase, you have a business card, something you put in there with your website on it. So I'm just thinking if I were to buy something from my mom in California and she'd love the socks, then she could go online and get some more for other people that she knows.
Yeah, we do. We put our little business card in, and Jilly and I write a personal little note.
Okay.
Say thank you for supporting our little tiny sock shop. Stacy.
Yeah, have you done any, like, Facebook and Google retargeting and marketing?
That's what we are starting to do. Yeah.
I started on Google retargeting in about January. I did that like years and years ago and it didn't work, but I started specifically targeting people who had looked at product pages and not made that purchase, and I've been pleasantly surprised with the results I've got with that. So
Cool. Well, I'm
just
gonna
been
have
like,
to hook you up with Jilly
Yeah.
and you guys can have a
how much I mean,
conversation.
yeah,
about that.
'cause, yeah, no, I only put like $15 a day towards it, and so it's just a small. We spend a ton of money on Google Ads, but Facebook has been good for us. So.
Yeah, if you go out and look, just type in Jilly Socks, our website will come up, and there's a million socks on there. And the girls just put a video ad up this morning, and we have these magic socks, and they come in these little compressed packages. And I remember being a kid having them, and I put them in the bathtub, and they became a washcloth or a sponge. Well, these are a pair of socks. But what's so cool about them is they'll fit you or me, or they'll fit a little tiny kid because they're a tube sock, and so they fit anybody. And on a man, they are an ankle sock, and on me, they'd be more of a crew sock. And a little kid, they're almost a knee high. So they're our biggest selling thing right now. They're crazy. It's really fun. So there's a video of Kate putting them in the water and watching them become a pair of socks. And they're a quality sock. They're not just a thin little thing that you could wear about 3 times.
One more question we've got time.
Yes.
You might try going back to emails because people, some people are saying it's gone, it's whatever, but they're finding out that email, like MailChimp or whatever, you have more control over it than Facebook, because Facebook is being interesting these days, but with the email, you put it out there, you put whatever special, you whatever, and you have control over it rather than Facebook.
So you're talking about with my email list?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just put out picture of your socks, whatever. This is the special of the week. Hey, 3 pairs, get 1, fill in the blank, whatever. But that way you have control of what's going out and everybody's getting it. Because on Facebook, I don't know if it happens to you, I will find a posting that was like 2 weeks ago,
right,
and I never got it because of their algorithms or whatever.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah. Jilly was just doing some of that. And then I was worried about, well, what if everybody likes these magic socks and we have them out there and they sell out in 4 hours, which would be a dream. But then she said, well, there's a sold out button that lights up. I'm like, oh, perfect. Thank you so much, everybody. I was looking forward to We just got done doing a big show at Bryan Hospital. They asked us to do it last year, and we did it again this year. We set up our store kind of in their lobby. And I had some coupons left over. And so they say Bryan Health on the bottom, but I don't want to just throw them away. So take one. There's a little 15% off. And so my intention you to come to the store. Just pass them around. See, that's the teacher. Just pass them around.
Lori, thank you so much for being here today. We'd like to present you with a Focus Suite wine mug. It's a wine mug.
Perfect, I can disguise it, that's great.
Thank you so much. And again, remind everybody where your store is at.
It's at 40th and Old Cheney. So many people go to 48th and Old Cheney by the coffee roaster. Where is that person? Who's the coffee roaster?
It's not here today.
Oh, okay. But I am right across the street, just north of Applebee's. So, and I'm right next to the
And the website does work. I mean, you can order socks on it. So if you can't make it to her store, check out her website. It's awesome. That's how I bought my socks, was on their website. And they got there in freaky fast. So
yeah, you're gonna draw?
You bet. We'll have anybody else want to get their name in here before we draw?